Let go of the rope, and there will be no tug of war. Whatever type of war you're currently engaged in that's occupying your mind and taking up all of your attention and the space that's supposed to be occupied by something high vibrational. Is it really worth revenge, vengeance, vendetta, grudges that you're holding until you find yourself in the grave? Literally, I mean, just release these things. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. That's all ego. That's all competition, man. That's how they control you. Just let go of that emotional rope that's tethering you to your grave. That's the most important thing you can do, is give yourself peace and freedom. Liberate yourself from the insanity of all of that pain and misery and suffering and sorrow from the past. Does it really matter who wins or loses? Because in the end, you all lose if what you're engaged in is a constant war that never ends. It is referred to as a Pyrrhic victory, a victory that comes at too great of a cost, meaning nobody wins. There are no winners in war, and there are no spoils in war, and there is no art of war. War is not an art. Art is creation. War is destruction. Recognize that you've been programmed to believe that war is an art form. There's nothing artful about something that is only designed to destroy everything in its path. And if that means you as well, and that you're so blindsided by your own arrogance and so hate-filled with your ego that you're willing to just decimate everything in your path, including yourself, then it's time for a serious change. Because you'll only see enemies through the eyes of war. It's designed to be that way. But through the persistence of vision, of consciousness, you're only going to see peace, allies, partners, yourself first and foremost. Because if you're not your own best friend, then how could you be friends with anyone else? Because you have to establish a relationship with yourself before you can have one with anybody else. You have to be able to heal yourself before you can heal anybody else. And common sense dictates that you have to love yourself before you can show something to somebody else. Because if you don't have it to give for yourself, how could you possibly give something to somebody else? Then you're being disingenuous. And that is a disadvantageous place to be. It's not a good place to be. When you're lying to everybody, pretending to be happy, pretending to have your life all together, pretending to, I've got it, I'm good, everything is working for me, when you're actually crying inside and dying inside, and the phony smile hides what's actually going on inside. Those are the wounds that they can't see. Those are the deepest wounds inside your heart and soul. That's why people wear metaphorical masks and play these masquerades and games, riding up and down on the carousel of life. All of these facades that they play in society, concerned with the eyes of society, what they think of them, when they don't even think of themselves in the same regard that they do others, strangers. There's something inherently wrong with that. And you have the power to rectify that. So just learn that you have to just love yourself, man. And let go of this pain and misery, or whatever it is that you're tethering your feelings and emotions to the past about. Because there are no winners in war. It doesn't matter who wins or loses, because you all lose in the end. Nobody wins if it's something of a negative nature. Because we all have to answer once we leave this place. We answer to ourselves, by the way. God is not judging a single soul. You're always judging yourself, whether you realize it or not. As I say, God has never sent a single soul to hell. They always send themselves. But if God had forgiveness for every sin, hell would not exist. Hell does not fester within the bowels of the earth, like Hollywood would make you believe it does. It's just not true. And the number 666 is not the mark of the beast and Satan and the serpent. That's nonsense. It's a holy messenger, just like any other number. 1111, 444, 1131, 679, whatever the case may be. It's just that 666 was given a negative connotation in the movie The Omen in 1976. And also, I'm quite sure in the Bible, probably. But I know the movie popularized it. And also, it's also fear-mongering. If you see three sixes, oh, you have the mark of the beast. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. 777 is God, 666 is the devil. No, it's all God. So it's all good. That being said, just let go of whatever you're tethering yourself to that's weighing you down or pulling you into the ground. You know, you got to let go of that dead weight that's pulling you underneath that bottomless ocean because you're going to drown. Is it really worth it to say, I won at the cost of losing everything in your life? Think about it. I mean, what's the advantage there? There aren't any advantages to this. What is the sacrifice? Everything. What is the compromise? Nothing. So you could say at the end, even though you devastated and destroyed other people's lives and your own, that, hey, at least I won. That's like a 3-year-old, don't you think? So it's time to just let go of the rope and there won't be any tug of war. Whether that rope is with yourself or somebody else, or maybe something that you're being tormented over in your past. You know, it's like I say, forgiveness is a personal process. You don't have to forgive people, but what you have to do is release the energies that comprise these burdens that you're carrying to the universe. This way you free yourself. Forgive yourself for allowing these things to happen. That is where it all starts, man. You're not necessarily forgiving the person pretending like it didn't happen, that they didn't do these things to you. That's not what this is. You're forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be placed in that situation to permit them to do what they did to you, or vice versa. Because it's always a reciprocity. It always works both ways. But nonetheless, just let go of that rope and there won't be any tug of war anymore, man. Why do you want to have a war? Because it's killing you from the inside out.